Right. So let's start our session. Right. Okay. So the I'm introducing this program. Right. Digital Transformational Leadership. Right. Okay. So my name is Dr. Dayanatha. Right. Okay. So I'm a management consultant, and also I'm not affiliated with any of the universities. I'm a professional. I have been working in the private sector, right? And I'm a I have a charter in IT, and also a MBA, PhD, right? So that specifically PhD is on how non-IT managers could make digital transformational projects, or rather the information systems, a success, right? So usually we perceive that the digital transformation should be owned by IT people. So now that paradigm is shifting, and I'll explain all those things. The Ritex is a company that I have created, a registered company, and there are some products offering. Basically, the first one on AI, turbocharging your research with IT and AI, artificial intelligence, using how to use artificial intelligence to facilitate your research process. Right, and then I mean, I have conducted 5 programs successfully, and then AI for managerial effectiveness. This one actually I conducted one program, and there are several programs in negotiation, and a party from Bangladesh invited me to come over there to conduct this program, right? And okay, so these days actually I don't know, it's very uncertain. Supposed to I was to go there on 25th, but I don't know what's going to happen because of the unrest in Bangladesh, right? And also I have a program on artificial intelligence for non-managerial productivity, and then also another product for artificial intelligence for directors. So that will cover the entire the vertical of a firm: directors, managers, and non-managers, to use artificial intelligence. The other one, the Welcome to the Boardroom Notes on HR Business Integration Strategies, that is my book published recently. It contains the knowledge on how to integrate HR with business, right? And the review I have obtained from an academic establishes that the content in this book has not been discussed in any of the books published so far. Okay, so that book is this is, if anyone want to purchase that book, you have to contact me, because I am the publisher and distributor. I did not go through any publisher or a distributor, but in the future there will be a program which I'm going to launch called Herbie, that is HR Business Integration Expert, right? So this should be a textbook for this program as well, right? And I started my career as an IT professional, then came into HR, and then become a management consultant. And by the way, I'm the only certified management consultant in Sri Lanka, right? And I'm involved in some professional organizations and likewise. So this is about me, right? Okay. So there's a story behind this program, which I have named as Digital Transformational Leadership. Right. So I started my career as a IT professional, and actually an IT manager. I supported or gave leadership from the part of Sri Lanka for ERP implementation across Sri Lanka, Hong Kong, and China. That is a huge implementation, multi-million dollar implementation, multi-million dollar project, right? And I was the being the IT manager. Just give me a second. Being an IT manager, I supported the logistics part, right? So then eventually I got exposed into operations management as well, right? So with all that background, right, I was asked to look after the strategic HR aspect of this particular company, right? And okay, so I know nothing about HR. The company paid my course fees for the HR, right? And then there were lots of projects, so I was successful. So I left that company in 2006 and then joined the leader in insurance, right? So they wanted to change a culture in some departments, which I successfully did. I mean, that's not the most important part or relevant part to this program. There was an IT implementation which has got ran into a deadlock. Right? So the IT vendor is not supporting and company is not paying, and like the project was a failure. So then what I did was I contacted the vendor and went through some initiatives and got the project up and running. And even went into the extent of getting the system enhanced and accepted inside the organization. So that from insurance company I went into a bank, and there was a system which was gone into deadlock, which I took it out from the deadlock. So in this experience, after becoming an HR manager, I learned something. So those IT people, they didn't know that I have a charter in HR or I have been an IT manager. So they used to pull different types of tricks on me to make their life comfortable. Well, so when they pull some strings, I know what goes on behind the screen. I can think going down to the coding level of a program and think about it. So because of that, I was able to counter those their strategies, their tactics, and get the system running to meet the expectation of the users. So I became kind of the facilitator for information system use. So this is the period where I started my PhD. Right? So I mean, don't laugh at it. Okay. So usually PhD is supposed to be completed within 3 years. I took 14 years for me to complete the PhD. Right? I'm not ashamed of it, right? Because there was a reason. Easiest way for you to complete a PhD is to do the research your supervisor want. I didn't want to do that. I had two clear objectives for doing my PhD. One, my research, the PhD research, should be capable of covering or addressing both the professions that I have made my presence. That means it should cover HR plus IT. Okay, so I went in search for a research model which cater for this requirement. So I developed about 6 models and got rejected, and finally came up with the one that I completed. Second one, right? A fellow PhD said, okay, Aruna, don't say this. Right? But then I explained her what I meant. The second requirement for me to do my PhD was I should be able to sell it. Okay, so the comment made by the fellow PhD was, say, okay, so you don't say sell it. That term is not very good. Okay, so I said, okay, so the why I say I should be able to sell it is that there should be a demand for the knowledge that I created from this PhD. So that's why I said I should be able to sell it. Okay, right. So then I started I completed my PhD, right? In if I give you the title of my PhD, it is Leadership Enactment for Information System Success. So how non-IT managers could make IT project successful. Okay, so that is how I came into this domain. Basically, I'm facilitating, I'm supporting the use of technology in life and business. AI, what I do, that is also helping or supporting the use of technology for businesses. So nowadays I'm developing a program, AI for lawyers. Very soon I'll be launching it. I have contacted the bar association. If I'm successful, I'll be launching it in association with the bar association. Right? Okay, so this is my story. That's how I came to be an enthusiast of IT usage and become capable of or qualified to support non-IT professionals taking the leadership in digital transformation. Okay, so to support my paradigm, my argument, I am not alone. This is an article from Harvard Business Review. Okay. So what they say, they published it in 2019. What they said was digital transformation is not about technology, right? So digital transformation is about business. So, okay, so it's not about technology. That's one argument that I bring out to say it is the duty of the non-IT people, non-IT managers particularly, to make the success of digital transformation. So I have the support from Harvard Business School, right? Not not only my words, right? Okay. The next support that I got, okay, I captured, I identified in 2022, Computer Society of Sri Lanka hosted their national IT conference. Okay, so there was a session, right? A group of IT professionals, a prominent group of IT professionals, deliberating about digital transformation. And the conclusion they made, okay, part of the conclusion they made was that IT professionals can only contribute to 20% of the success of digital transformational projects. This is the prominent IT professionals or the members or the key members of Computer Society of Sri Lanka giving up, expressing their opinion. Not my word. Okay, this might be stronger than the strong and relevant than Harvard Business School. Okay. So IT professionals, they accept they can only contribute, only make a 20% of contribution to the success of digital transformation projects. So now from where should the other 80% come? That is from non-IT professionals. Okay, that is the skill that I am giving in this program. Okay, so there's a challenge. Okay, so the challenge is, right, the challenge is, let's say non-IT manager who has done an MBA. Okay, so the manager would have learned business management and started as with a Bachelor of Science in business management, and okay, so came up with experience and completed an MBA where they learned about IT. Okay, so in business management they would have learned about 10 sessions where they'll be learning about 30 hours of learning, undergoing 30 hours of teaching. Okay, and plus during the MBA they'll be going about another 30 hours of learning. Okay, and altogether about 60, can we say 100 hours of, or let's say 200 hours of learning about IT. Trust me, that knowledge, that time is not sufficient for someone to discuss, negotiate, understand, or clarify against an IT professional who has full-time worked, learned for 4 years in their bachelor's and undergone lots of conferences, lots of training and trade certifications. Plus, if they have done master another 2 years of IT altogether, 6 years of IT plus conferences and trade conferences, trade certifications. So with that vast knowledge held by the IT professional, compare to 100 or 200 hours of learning by a business manager, this is totally uncomparable. So if you are going to talk IT with IT professional, if a business manager is going to talk IT with IT professional, business manager would definitely be an underdog. Okay, so that position of the business manager, that the business manager's low level of understanding or comprehension in IT will be used by some of the IT professionals, I'm not saying all, some of the IT professionals, to take a ride on the business manager. That is what I'm trying to stop. That is what I'm trying to support the business managers, non-IT professionals to overcome. Right? So we have identified the challenge, and also we have enough support from Harvard Business School and the IT professionals who are saying they could only could make 20% of success in digital transformation projects. Solution, the rest, the 80%, the skills required to make this 80% of information digital transformation success will be delivered in this program, the Digital Transformational Leadership program. Okay, what I would be giving in this program, I give you a brand new way of looking at IT and negotiating with IT professional. Okay, trust me. So these are tactics, knowledge I have used in negotiating with IT professionals. Okay, and some novel concepts starting from my PhD knowledge, new concepts, right, that you can use to understand digital transformation and understand the elements of a digital firm and be thorough and negotiate with IT professionals, and you can make the digital transformational projects successful. That's what I'm giving you. I'm giving you knowledge and skill. So you can be, finally, you can hold a post-nominal, which I'm giving you. I'll enable you to use that post-nominal called digital, right? Okay, so you might, okay, sorry, I should have put that in a slide. Okay, so this one, digital, after your among your qualifications, so you will be identified as a digital transformational leader. Okay, so the getting market acceptance would be a little late, but definitely it will come. I'm confident with the knowledge that I'm going to disseminate in this program. Okay, so recently I attended the Sri Lanka Human Capital Summit at Temple Trees, organized by the BOI Board of Investment. Right, and so they are deliberating, okay, so how we can make IT professionals stronger so we can sell the IT skill from Sri Lanka to the outside world. Now I'm giving you knowledge how to make information systems projects successful, because the research says, so when I started my research, the measurement of information systems failure is at 65%. 65% of information system projects fails. causing huge losses. And this rate of failure has not changed for 4 decades. And towards the latter part of time, it was estimated as the project grows big, the failure rate would come to about 90%, very close to 100%. So this is information systems. So if information systems project fails, digital transformation will be a failure. There's a friend of mine who lost her job. She was working for a conglomerate. She recommended a learning management system introduced by a blue chip giant. And that project went into a hold, went into a deadlock, right? The vendor is not doing anything, company is not paying the vendor, and went into a deadlock. And she lost her job. Now she is in Middle East, I suppose. That's the nature of IT failure. That's what I'm trying to help you to avoid. Right? What I'm going to give you. So there are a few things. I'll go through these topics quickly. Then I'll explain you what I'm giving you in this program. The first one is demystifying the digitalization paradigm. I was having a chat with a nephew. Okay. So, and I asked, okay, what do you do? What does your company do? And he said, our company is involved in digitalization services. Wow, that's great. I asked few questions, okay, and understood, but I did not give a feedback to him. And this company, even though they say they are doing digitalization, they are not doing digitalization. They are involved in IT modernization. So there's a big difference between digital transformation and IT modernization. Okay, so if the companies, there are lots of companies like that. What they do is they mispresent, or they present whatever they do as digitalization, because the user managers, the users of IT, those solutions do not understand what digitalization is. So that would be one of the main reasons why digitalization fails. Right? Even those vendors, okay, one weakness when we are starting a IT project, the service contract. Service contracts are very weak and give very weak rights to the user company. So always the contract is biased towards the vendor, and even they get 50% of their contract money, and if they stop the project, they're well off. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is we are going to demystify the digitalization paradigm, how you can understand the digital transformation and IT modernization effectively. To start with, that knowledge is required. And okay, so digital transformation is about building a digital firm. Okay, so a digital firm starts with a digital firm should start with a data foundation at the, okay, so even though I have put it at the very top, okay, so that's the first thing that the digital firm should establish, a strong data foundation. If you do not have this strong data foundation, right, so your digital transformation project is going to, doomed to be failed. So on top of that digital foundation, data foundation, you have a digital systems, okay, we can say IT systems, right? And also those who take the leadership in this digital transformational project should make a strong presence in a digital ecosystem. I have the experience at Facebook, LinkedIn, right? I have made my presence in the digital ecosystem, not my presence in a manner that popularize or advertise about myself. Whenever there's something new, that knowledge come looking for me and flash on my screen and say, look here, there's something new. You should know this. Okay, so the most of the latest or contemporary new technologies, changes in the ecosystem comes searching for me. So that makes me well versed with the latest developments. So that you also should make yourself fine tune your profiles in internet so things would come searching for you. And you have to be a digital change agent, okay, right? And also understand digital and human worker combination, right? And give digital leadership, right? So those are the things that a digital firm should be capable of, consistent of. So I'll give you the skill sets to understand these things and practice these things and harness results. Okay, digital leadership is this the, like, mostly that is coming from my PhD. Okay, suppose I have seen lots of proposals that the business people, with the support of IT professionals who had present to the boards when they want to introduce, bring in IT systems or digital transformations into the company. So they have highlighted or they have expressed varying benefits that they expect. Trust me, you should understand there are only 3 benefits that IT gives a firm. Still, that 3 benefits have not changed. Trust me, those 3 benefits were defined somewhere back in 1969, I think. They still stand valid. I can tell you that 3: automation, information, and transformation. So we have to identify those benefits and we have to chase after those benefits as business leaders, right? Okay, as a digital transformation leadership. Then what we are looking at is, okay, what to be automated, what type of information, additional information, new information we can get from digitalization, and where are we transforming our business. So I'll tell you, I'll give you the skills to understand this, and plus a maturity framework for digital transformation that will enable you to understand your present level of maturity and what you should do to go to the next level, right? So there's a interesting discussion that I had in one of the workplaces that I was working. A vendor, right, informed us, look here, we are going to increase our maintenance cost. Okay. Usually, I mean, we are not waiting until they ask for more money to give them more money. We have to negotiate. So I called a meeting with the CEO of that particular company. And I asked, okay, why do you want to increase the service maintenance cost? So CEO said, Aruna, it's like this. We are going to implement CMMI. Okay, CMMI is a maturity framework for IT companies. Capability maturity model integration. So they are going to integrate a capability maturity model for their company. I said, okay, very good. Right? So he went on saying, okay, fine. Like, so we are going to incur additional costs on this project, and we had to recover that cost, and we had to. That's why we have to increase the maintenance cost to you. I asked, okay, what level of maturity are you in? Said, okay, we are at level 3. Level 3 is managed level. Okay, fine. I asked them, okay, this CMMI, integration of CMMI into your workplace, right, it's going to improve your effectiveness, isn't it? He said, yes, that's what we are trying to do. I said, that's great. Then I asked my final question. This question was unanswered to date. I asked, fine, right? So if you are going to implement CMMI and improve your efficiency, then with the implementation of CMMI, your cost should go down because you are going to become more effective. Then what you should do is not to charge the cost of CMMI to the customer. What you should do is to pass the benefit of cost saving you are making to the customer and reduce the maintenance cost to the customer. What do you think? Is it a fair argument? That question went unanswered even to date. Okay, so we have to understand this maturity framework of a digital transformation and say you should be capable of identifying where we stand, right, and take the company to a higher level. Okay, and also we have discussed sustainability and IT. I'm a big fan of doing business paperless. I do not generate paper. I do not use paper. Even the proposals I sent out with a digital signature. Don't misunderstand. Digital signature is not placing an electronic copy of your signature on a Word document and taking a printout or a PDF, right? It's not. For heaven's sake, don't ever practice that. Don't ever let others know that you are okay with that practice. It's a high risk. Anybody can take that image of your signature and place it on a document and say, okay, so he has created it. Of course, there are enough ways of digital forensics for us to audit it and find out whether it was created by you or not, and likewise. But to prevent that hassle, we should start using a digital signature. Digital signature is an encryption technology that will encrypt your digital documents. I'm using it as an individual. Right? So this practice is growing big nowadays. Right? So that will reduce the paper usage in businesses, and trust me, this paper usage will contribute to 9 sustainable development goals established by the World Economic Forum. So we have to look at sustainability and IT, right? And also we have to understand, I'll be shifting your paradigm of digital systems. This is one of the key things that I have created by myself. Okay. I don't know if anyone would like to speak up. Can anybody tell me the definition of data? So I told you the digital firm has to stand on the digital data foundation. Okay. So I know none of you would speak up. Okay. So usually when we say data, we say, okay, facts. Data are facts. What are facts? Okay. So this is very ambiguous. Trust me, there is no formal definition for data. I might be the first one who's presenting a formal definition for data. Okay, just keep it there. Okay, so we understand. Okay, you were taught, if you were to understand information systems, through this process which we identify as IPO, input, process, and output. Right? In this process, the IT people maintain this part, the process part, the computer program. So what is inside database as a black box, we don't know. They will only talk about inputs with us. They will only talk about outputs with us. Inputs are data, but we do not understand what data is. Data are facts. Okay, facts. The approach I'm giving you is put this whole thing as a black box. We are not going to worry about it. Let IT people worry about, okay, input, process, and output, and we are going to work with evidence and insights. This is a special approach to look at an information system. So when you look at evidence and insights, and when you start discussing on this, anything in between is a job of IT professional, that he has to show, they have to show us, okay, how they, what are the inputs they take and how do they process and what are the output they give, so we can generate insights. This is a fundamental paradigm shift in information systems or digital systems when it comes to digitalization. Okay, still the question, what is data, was not answered, right? I can tell you, data are evidences of events. Okay, so if you want to learn any further, we'll discuss it inside the program, right? Okay, so then this is coming from my PhD, right? So you have to understand what is IS success, what is IS adaptation, and what is IS acceptance. What are the theories, how they are defined, and how my PhD research explained how the IT success is created by the non-IT leadership. So this is where you will understand, okay, part of it. First you will understand IS success, IS adaptation, and IS acceptance. So once you have identified that, at a later stage we'll come to understand, okay, so what is the role of leadership of non-IT managers creating success of information systems project or other digitalization projects. Okay, so this is authentic knowledge, right? Okay, so I might be the only PhD who's capable of explaining these things in depth. I have that license through my PhD. And also sponsoring a digitalization initiative. Digitalization initiative is a big change project inside a firm, right? So being a non-IT professional, non-IT manager, you are responsible of sponsoring this digitalization initiative. So we have to gain skills of how we effectively sponsor a digitalization project. So the sponsoring of digitalization projects matters a lot for the success, right? So we will understand that. Okay, and another important aspect is, when it comes to digitalization, there will be lots of digital systems, IT systems that are being deployed. Okay, so if you could remember, in the digital firm, the information systems was just one part to digital systems, so just one element, but it's a key element. So the IT professionals would come up with a proposal, saying a project plan, saying, okay, so this is what we'll be doing, and we'll be using waterfall model, we'll be using agile, and we'll be using spiral system, V system, and likewise. Okay, so that will be okay. My God, okay, yeah, okay. You go ahead. That will be our response, because we don't know what are these the systems development lifecycle models, and we don't know what the IT company will be doing, and we don't know how we should take part, and we don't know the terminologies, we don't know how to check their quality and all those things, we don't know. So this module will give you the understanding of, give you the skills to take part in systems development lifecycle effectively, right? So on one hand we'll be learning we'll be shifting our paradigm and understanding the IT systems, so digital systems effectively, and we will learn how to take part in systems development life cycle effectively as users, right? That will give you an edge. Okay, another thing is, we have to understand the information systems architecture properly. So like one politician was saying, we will take the system and go and place it in clouds. එක සිංහලෙන් කිව්වේ අපි මේ system එක අරන් ගිහිල්ලා අහසේ වලාකුළක් උඩ තියනවා කියලා. No. We have to understand all those things. We have to understand what is SMAC model. We have to understand different layers, the different layers of different layers involved in information systems, and we have to understand what a database is. Right? We have to understand what is inside a program, not to write a program, but we should understand that. And what AI is, what blockchain, and how to use them in our inside our organizations to give solutions. Right? So what is cryptography? What is information system security? Likewise, those are things we have to understand this architecture effectively. Then only we will be able to take those challenges, interpret them, and use them effectively for the benefit of our business as digital transformational leaders. Another important aspect, how to manage IT vendors. Trust me, today the IT vendors, the contracts offered by IT vendors are very bad. But our lawyers also don't know how to support, how to vet. Okay, you will take the contract from the IT vendor and send it to your legal department. They will go through and change some one or two terms and send it back to you saying, okay, you sign it. But right, okay. So that's not how it should happen. There should be a negotiation, right? So we have to negotiate an effective contract for systems development projects or systems deployment project or digital transformational projects. So we will be having enough protection for the project, because you are going to spend a hell of a lot resources on the digital transformation. Okay, so you have to protect those resources, right? And also the project management aspect will be explained to you in a totally different manner. And also in my PhD, an unplanned outcome was the behavior of IT vendors, that how IT vendors position their product to the top management or the board of directors, and how that positioning and accepting or winning the bid would impact on the frontliners or the people who are using the information system. So you have to understand that. So then only you will be able to manage effectively. You will be able to support the top management and the board of directors in the acceptance of an IT project, a digitalization project. So this is managing IT vendors, a specific knowledge I'll be giving you. IT and the law, IT law. Starting from the Electronic Transaction Act of 2006, and amendments to the evidence ordinance, right? Like there are lots of legal aspects, lots of laws that comes into, okay, maybe Data Protection Act. So likewise, there are lots of laws that would come into play when we are implementing a digital transformation project. So we have to understand IT law. Not only IT law, we have to understand contract law. So all those parts will be discussed and delivered to you, right, in this program, right? And professional ethics and use of power. We have to understand use of power. I have been victim of use of power by people, and I understand the use of power, but I never use that power. Right, unethical power. So let's discuss professional ethics and use of power in digital transformation projects. Okay, so it will be an effective, it will be a module that will give you okay, mold you ideally to an ethical leader. And then going into digitalization of functions, right? So we will understand the basics of digitalization, or rather we will visit the digitalization and job reinvention. That's the terminology used in digitalization. All the jobs that we have in our work, in our workplace, has to be reinvented in a digitalization project. So we'll learn how we are going to do it, right? And also particularly discuss the digitalization of production processes, digitalization of marketing, digitalization of HR, finance, and is there anything else, or maybe service businesses. All these aspects will be discussed. So how the functions and different aspect of functions of a digital firm or firm will be transformed by digital transformation project. So we'll make a special emphasis on this. Right, and also to understand the contemporary trends in information technology, taking a deep dive into what happens in the technology domain today. So understanding SMAC framework for digitalization, that's an essential characteristic of a digitalization project to get the maximum benefit for a business. Understand artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, supervised learning, unsupervised learning, reinforced learning, and all those things, how to use AI. So that's my area of business. Okay. Big data, data analytics, and data science, try to understand them, and robotics and bots, cryptography and blockchain, and likewise, okay, we can explore what else we need to understand. So we have to understand what we identify as the fourth industrial revolution technologies, and technologies shifting into fifth industrial revolution of the industries. So that's what we are discussing here. Okay, number 14. When you are leading a digitalization project, you should be able to make inventions. Okay, so I have my own design thinking framework, right? So with the title, okay, so the enabling everyone to invent. I call this dumbbell mushroom model. Now, these days I am working with the Inventors Commission of Sri Lanka to disseminate this knowledge to school children in the country. The first program was held at Devi Balika Vidyalaya recently. So I'll teach you how to use the dumbbell mushroom model and make inventions, particularly using technology. Okay, so that's one of the key things, right? And also, okay, so when it comes to businesses, we might not have ample money to invest on it. Okay, so if you are very low in budgets, but still there are ways, right? Okay, so if you are a very small organization, still you can go into digital transformation. So we'll see how we go into digital transformation with the low costs. Okay, so how we do it without much of a burden, financial burden to your company. And finally, you have to understand the information system security considerations, right? So because this is a huge topic in today's business, right? Understanding okay, so that is this is information system security, right? And so there are things that you need to understand. What are the elements, what are the pillars of information system security, and then how you are going to support those things. And okay, there are certain things that the technology cannot help you, that those things has to be supported only by managers or the leaders in non-IT, like social engineering and likewise. Okay, so we'll discuss some of the projects like things like, okay, digital forensics, and okay, so importantly the COBIT frameworks. The COBIT is the leading framework for information system security. get some sort of an understanding of COVID framework, right? So these are okay. Finally, the leadership aspect from digital transformation. This is also coming from my PhD, right? We'll be understanding what entrepreneurial leadership, that is the most effective thing I have identified for giving leadership to IT project, digitalization projects, IT leadership with sense giving, my PhD research, right? And also skills of leading virtual teams and leading digital organizations, and all those things will be discussed in this module. And also to measure the digital transformation success, right? We'll have to explore, we have to identify the measurements, metrics for measuring digital transformation of success, right? So I'll give you these skills as well, right? And so you will be able to plan for use these metrics, and you can collaborate with IT to make the results that are measurable with these digital transformational metrics. Okay, so coming into IT governance. Okay, so the COVID comes up again, right? Okay, so we'll learn, understand the IT governance aspect of it, and including COVID framework, right? Okay, so I think I took okay 7:57. Right, so I didn't want to continue hold you any further. I planned it for 1 hour. Right, thank you very much. And if you have any questions, clarifications, right, I'm willing to answer. Or you can contact me personally, or you can post it in the WhatsApp group. Right. Any clarifications you want to make online now? Okay, so the silence most probably means that either there are no questions or you don't want to ask questions, right? So you can reach me. What I'll do is I'll share the recording as one full video or segments separately, right? And then most probably in mid August, I will announce the registration or the launching of the program, right? And also I'll be giving you the early bird discounts and introductory prices for the first batch, right? And also trust me, the next batches, the future batches will have full payment plans available, and they would definitely be expensive, but I mean, okay, right? So thank you, Husni. Okay, so anyway, so since you plus other 30 odd people who joined the digital enthusiast WhatsApp group will be entitled for these discounts. I'll announce this program for you as the first thing. Thank you, Suranjit. Right. So if we do not have any thing else, okay, Suranjit. So this is just the what you call getting the feet wet. But wait until you get into the waters; it will be more interesting and insightful. Okay. Thank you, Lakmini. Right. Okay. So good night, and extremely sorry about taking your time on the on Poe Day. Right. So I myself out the whole day and came here around 6:10. Right. So that's the time I posted you the link. Right. And then okay. So we were able to start the session at 7. Okay. Then good night. Best of luck.